You may.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hey, what time did y'all land on for that? Yes, that would be a great idea. Hey everybody. Got a meeting going on here. Making sure should have audio everywhere. Hey, look at all the awesome people. I'm gonna click. I have 3 cameras set up right now, so forgive me if I'm a little slow. Hi, Kylie. All the Boleskis. It's good to have, and Martinson and Logan. Very nice. Probably have some people on Facebook and on YouTube right now. So we are 2 minutes out from the official start of our meeting. So hi. So once we get there, we'll get started and make sure to use your time. So everybody having a good day? Everybody I'm watching. Let's see. Y'all ready for school, Logan, Kylie? Y'all ready for Marla? Y'all ready for school? Feel free to comment with how you feel about that. All right. Let's see. Nope. Live stream. There it is. Found it. All right. So let's see. And make sure there's sound. Yeah, there's sound. Good. Yeah, I like that. Yes. All right. Very cool. Cool stuff. I like it. All right. Yeah, I'm pretty excited for school too. Izzy is as well. You know, we've been practicing wearing masks and all that. So, yeah. Oop, make sure to wave at everybody. Let's see. Quick edit right here. Oh, hi. All right, I got to raise my back camera up a little bit because I can't see your comments, and I need to see your comments. So please bear with me as we figure out how to do this. Whoop, that's sliding off. Switch, turn around. Nope, still not high enough. That's all right. People on Facebook, I'm sorry for how shaky it is right now. we're getting it set up with my high-tech stage here for how to get this going. Hey, Gretchen, Rebecca. And I still need it a little bit higher. All right. This is where I'll have to clean my wife's office after we get done here. Is that high enough? Yeah, now I can see the questions. Okay, very cool. And now you're a little off kilter. You know, it's not going to be perfect. I apologize. Although on YouTube right now, they're seeing my neck. So, could be worse. Hey! Hey, Rebecca. All right. It is now 7:01, and I need it to be a little higher. I know. You're thinking, Jack, you should have been ready for this. But if you're new to the youth group, just know that this kind of whimsy is kind of part of what I do. 1 second. Here we go. There we go. All right. So now I believe we are set. Yay! Okay. Well, welcome everyone to our youth meeting for 2020. This is, I know, super exciting. We are ready to get back in, and I'm gonna do my best to respond as I see stuff pop up. So, hey, Brooke, hey, and Rebecca. Oh, I already said hey to you, but anyway. But we are gonna have our first ever online youth parent meeting. So, if you are joining us and you are wanting to follow along on the PDF of what we are talking about in each of the locations on Facebook through email, I've posted links to be able to look at the forms we're looking at. If not, don't worry. After this is all over, you can go take a look at all these forms, and we will be all kinds of good. So, also during this, if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments. I'll do my best to address them as we go along. We'll probably, at the end of each section, stop and ask if you have any questions. Leave a comment at that point, and then we'll keep moving forward, okay? So, first off, we're going to be taking a look at this. Nope, that's the wrong form. We're going to be taking a look at this form right here. I know it's backwards on there, but Richmond Hill Youth Ministries. That was my son just slamming the door. But we're going to be going through this, kind of talking about what's going on, what we need, and things of that nature. Okay? So, to jump in, we are going to be looking at the forms that we need from you. Every youth who comes to RHUMC Youth, we ask that there are some forms that you fill out. We have our main one, which is our youth info form. And on that form, it has your information so that we can make sure to have, contact parents for your contact information for your parents, guardian, things of that nature. Address so we can get stuff to you. We also have in there a medical form, which is a part of it, that we need you to fill out, just in case something were ever to happen that we have it on site. Everything is done online now, so it's a quick form to go through, and then also included in that is a permission form, a participation form, and all three of those. Hi, Lisa. All three of those are super important for us to have on file for you. For example, years past, we have had someone come to youth group a couple times. They haven't filled out the form, but then they had a seizure while we were having youth, and their phone was locked. We couldn't get in. We didn't have contact information. So we're calling 911 to take care of it, but we had a lot of trouble getting in touch with parents. So we ask that you please fill out our online form. Now, for those of you who filled it out in the past, if you have already filled out our youth info form, you don't have to fill out the full thing again unless some information has changed. If you got a new phone number, if you've got a new address, if you got new medical things going on, If something like that's going on, or change, we need to know about it. So you can fill out the form completely again if something has changed. Okay. Now, if nothing has changed since the last time you filled out the youth info form, the only form I need you to fill out for your child then would be the separate permission participation form. Now, we every year we have to update this on a yearly basis. So if you've already filled out the information for your 4 or 5 kids, and you're like, man, I don't want to do it all again, you don't have to, but you do need to do the separate permission slip form. And you have to do that for each kid. You can't do one for all your kids. You have to do one per kid. And then that way we make sure that we have an updated form on that. And to be honest, the only change in that permission form from our previous years is it does also include not only physical injury, but infectious injury if you catch something while you're at youth. It's a possibility anytime you're in public. So anyway, so youth, we need that information on you. It won't take you too long to fill out. We thank you for doing that. We also have our volunteer application. If you are interested in helping out with youth, if you want to, come and be a chaperone, maybe you want to provide a meal, maybe you want to be a small group leader, or you want to be a part of any of our youth program, we ask that you fill out a volunteer application. And what that is, it gets us your information that you want to be a part, and then you will fill out the background check application as well. Everyone who works with kids or youth within our youth program, our church, has to have a background check done. It's just our policy. It's part of our safe sanctuaries. So we need you to fill that out. Oh, let's see. If the forms have been filled out, do we need to fill them a new one? Logan, if you've already filled them out I just need a new participation one. So separate permission slip. You need to fill that one out. One of your parents would need to do that. So thank you for the question. But yeah, so if you want to volunteer, we need you to fill both of those out. It is all done digitally. So it's super simple for you. It comes to us, and we check out everybody who is involved in our youth program. So if you want to be a part, even if you're not sure where you want to be a part yet, you just want to be ready to be a part, you need to do that. Also, if you have filled out a form in the past, every 3 years we have to update our background checks. So if you want to be a part, you're not sure, send me an email to see if you need a new background check. Just let me know, and we'll get that to you. Okay? All right. So those are our forms that we need you to fill out if you're going to be a part. So the real important one is definitely that youth info form. We need that on you. Do returning volunteers fill it out again? Amanda, no, I know you don't because you did it last year, and so you have 2 more years left on yours. And again, if you filled it out in the past 2 years, you don't need to fill it out again unless, unless you committed a crime, and we prefer you let us know. But no, you wouldn't need to. Okay, you answered. Oh, cool. See, I'm sorry. I'm catching these up just a little bit delayed. But hey, live is fun. All right. So that is the form. So that's everybody youth-wise. Now, you do not, if you are new or you're bringing a friend, we will not be checking your name at the door, so to speak, to see if you filled out that form to participate. We encourage you to do it, and if you start coming consistently or your friend does, we want that information for you, okay? So, all right. Do we have any questions about youth forms or who needs to do it, volunteer applications, stuff like that? All right, and if they pop up again at any point in time during this, I'll stop and we'll make sure to answer it. Okay, so the next thing is we continue down our form here. We're going to go to the back. So this year, our weekly schedule, it is different than years past. Believe it or not, it is a little bit different. Right now, what we are focusing on with how we are approaching this school year is that Wednesday night worship is our main focus. Right now, Tuesdays and Thursday morning breakfasts are not happening. We cannot carry kids in our vehicles right now. Sunshine is open, but having to spread out across that whole room is just not conducive to what we're doing. So right now, as of right now, we're not doing youth breakfasts. If that changes, or if we come up with an alternative plan, we'll definitely let you know. But right now, that's not on the board. What is on the board is weekly worship. Our Wednesday night youth is on for this year with some changes. Okay. So what we're going to be doing for Wednesday night youth, we are actually going to be at a new location. We are going to be meeting at J.F. Gregory Park under the pavilion. Right now, because of our youth numbers and because of our space at the church, we don't have enough space to come inside, and we certainly don't have enough space to spread out and do small groups in tight spaces and rooms. So we are kind of forced to do youth outside if we want to consistently do it. And since we're going to be doing youth outside, it actually works out real well to be out at JF Gregory, so that rain or shine, there's somewhere for us to be. Now, right now, JF Gregory is not taking reservations. It's more of first come, first serve. You come out. We've been out there the past couple weeks with youth, and most groups are done by 6:30. And because of that, what we're going to be doing is our youth time for this semester, at least, is going to be at JF Gregory, 6:45 p.m. to 8 p.m. So that will give some time for there's groups. There's several mom groups out there that do workouts. There's a jiu-jitsu or a taekwondo. One of the martial arts groups meets out there, and they get done at 6:30. So we will be going out there and setting up under the pavilion. What we'll be doing is and something else too. So we'll be out there. Your masks are required. If you're going to participate in youth activities, you're required to bring a mask. What we'll do is we'll have our mask out there. You'll bring a chair of some sort, or you can sit on the ground if you like. But we'll meet out there. We'll set up, and the youth will all spread out 6 feet apart. And if you are thoroughly spread out from anyone else around you within a radius of 6 feet, then you can take your mask off. But if you're going to be walking by people, you're chatting up with people, we ask that you put a mask on. I'm also excited because I have a social distancing staff that I'm going to bring like a stick. Not staff. Yeah, that's what I mean by staff. So I'm going to bring in that, helping us know our length that we need to be apart. But we want to make sure that we are being as safe as possible so we can keep doing it. But we're going to be meeting out there. Also, we will not be providing dinner every week for youth out there. The first Wednesday of the month, we are going to be providing a dinner and drinks. But all other Wednesdays, we will be providing bottled water. Other than that, you can get your food and bring it out there. There are plenty of picnic tables and stuff like that. But we're going to make it first of the month, every first Wednesday. We'll have food. It'll probably be pizza, but you never know. Sometimes some people step up and provide something else like burgers or hot dogs or something. But right now it's looking to be pizza. But it was only the first of the month we'll have dinner. Otherwise, we will have bottled water out there, and that will be it. Okay? Some other things about it. There are, if you haven't been out to Jeff Gregory, there are bathrooms. So we do have access to bathrooms out there. And also for those of you who have younger, you're okay, John. No worries. We're glad you're here. If you haven't been out there, one of the great things about it is there's an awesome playground too. If you have you have kids who are in youth and they have younger siblings, you can drop the kids off for youth and then go play on the playground. But yeah, so we plan on being out there for the plan is basically for this semester. come rain or shine. The only time that we would not be out there would be like if we have a hurricane coming or like really bad weather, tornado warning, stuff like that. If that's the case, youth is canceled. Um, which brings me to my next point. It would be awesome for you to be a part of our Remind. Um, let's see. Do you still have to be 6 feet apart from the people that you carpool with? Um, I'm gonna say no with that, as long as your parents are cool with that. But if you carpool with them, you've been less than 6 feet apart, unless you wear your mask in there and stuff like that. But we're gonna do our best to be consistently safe, Kylie. But yeah, that's a good question. That's a good question. But you still have to wear your mask, even if you rode in the car with them. So, because you never know who's going to walk up on your group and talk, especially if you're all sitting together. Who's going to sit with you? So yeah. But also, we would love for everyone to be a part of our Remind. Our Remind for the youth group. I listed it somewhere. I don't think I have it on here. But I listed it, and I will make sure to post that out after this. I want to say it's actually on one of our forms you fill out. Um, but our Remind for our youth group is one of the main ways we'll do quick info. We really have 3 places we drop our information. We drop it Facebook, Remind, and email. Instagram, not a great forum for it, but we'll try to make sure to keep it up there. But you need to be on one of those 3, our emailing list, our Facebook group, or Remind, so that you can get updates quickly. So that's something that's important to be a part of. And when you fill out the online forms, that is listed in there. If you're already part of our Remind, thank you for being a part. But if you're new to it, we actually have 2 Reminds that always sends out the same stuff because you have a limit to how many you can have on a Remind. I mean, who knew, right? Anyway, getting sidetracked. So that is going to be our main weekly activity. We will every now and then have special activities like we did in the summer. We'll be looking at maybe, game nights, things like that. But again, everything's going to be with social distancing and how we interact safely in mind. Um, so we I appreciate your patience, but when we really broke it down to going, okay, if we're having to narrow this down and bring our focus, um, then what we're going to need to do is see what's most important. Wednesday night youth is our most important consistent thing, so that's where our focus on it. Great question, Leslie. We do have youth band, although it's different. I have messaged all the kids who have been a part. On Wednesdays, what we'll have is basically a guitar player, a singer, and percussion, whether djembe or cajon. So we will have music on Wednesdays, and the youth band will be in a rotation. Um, but yeah, so I have reached out to them. Not all of them has contacted me back yet, but that's going to be how youth is going to go. I'm excited about it. They do have power, lights, fans, stuff like that, all out there at JF Gregory. So I think it's going to be pretty awesome how we do youth. So, and I appreciate the hearts. We got some people doing some hearts, and that's good. I appreciate that. And even more after I asked for it. But so that's going to be our Wednesday schedule. Right now, there's we don't know when Sunday school is going to come back. We don't know when breakfast is going to come back. We don't know. Actually, I'm getting ahead of myself. So beyond that, that's our Wednesday schedule. That's the main thing you can keep looking forward to. Moving on down, we have our RHUMC trips and fundraisers. You know what? Before I get into that, again, wonderful. I'm scatterbrained. Our Wednesday nights, if you are new, our Wednesday nights, how they work is at 6:45 you'll show up. We'll have worship. In fact, you may want to get there a little bit earlier than 6:45, but we'll have worship music. We'll have our talk, and then we break out into small groups. And those small groups are going to just spread out around underneath JF Gray, the pavilion there, or they can spread out across the park. But they'll have 2 small group leaders, or 2 to 3 small group leaders that they'll go off with, and then they'll answer and talk about questions and go in deeper into what we've talked about with with the sermon for the day. So we have awesome, amazing small group leaders. They're divided up by girls and guys and different age groups. The first night we'll be talking about that and how they're broken up. But we have some amazing small group leaders. We are in need of a few more guys small group leaders and a few more girls small group leaders. So if you're interested, message me. Love to talk with you further about that. Okay, so I have to remember some people there are new, and I want you to know how it goes. And we will be done loosely at 8 every night out there. Okay. Any questions about youth and about Wednesday night youth going on? All right, reading none. Again, if you pop it up later, I'll make sure to read it. All right, our youth trips and fundraisers this year. Trips are a tricky thing right now, as we all know. But the good news is that Snowbird is finishing up their last week, I believe, this week. And as far as I have seen, heard, or read, via through them or through the news, they have done a great job of providing a way to have safe camp up there. So they did a good job. This summer, our time, the first 2 weeks were canceled anyway. We would not have been up there, but I'm really thankful to hear that the precautions that they took worked. We are planning on returning to Snowbird. We are planning to go back. And I posted in the email and online our Snowbird information sheet here. If you did not receive it, feel free to message me and I'll make sure to say, yay, Snowbird. I know, right? I missed it terribly. So Snowbird, if you're new and you don't know what Snowbird is the camp, the Christian camp we go to every summer. This past summer being the exception because of what's going on in the world. But we are planning on going back. Snowbird is located in Andrews, North Carolina, and it is a gospel-centered, high-adventure camp. It's a ton of fun. They have a lot of high ropes. They have a lot of group activities, a lot of fun stuff to do, but they also have a very well-trained, intentional, loving staff of college students and adults who pour into our kids. It really is a phenomenal camp. And I think it's one of those things that, to me, that it really is just a big difference maker in our youth program and in our youth's lives. So it is going to be, and on our sheet, I have to correct the dates. The dates are actually wrong, but it's going to be May 31st through June 5th. That's our week. It'll be the week after school gets out. We'll be heading up that way. And we will leave on Monday morning, and then we will get back on that Saturday. It's about a 7-hour drive, roughly, with all our carpooling going on. But it's an awesome trip. Our accommodations while we're there, the youth stay in separate cabins on campus. And in fact, this past year with COVID-19, years past we would be partnered up with other groups. And this past year they made it where your group was in your cabin. So that's something that is part in the cabins. For those of you who are like, what are we talking about? Like nice wood log cabins? Or are we talking, what are we talking about amenities? There are cabins with bunk beds, doors that close, and they have air conditioning. And that's it. But it is an awesome camp. The general information, some stuff about it, like one of the things about it, we don't let the kids bring phones. The phones stay at home. Electronics aren't allowed on this trip. We also require you to wear watches because when you take kids' phones away, they don't know where they are or what time it is. We also, the meals are included in the cost, and everything's pretty much included in the cost except for your meals on the way up, on the way back. The cost of the trip this year is roughly $439 per person. That's typically where it lands. Sometimes it goes up a little bit, sometimes it goes down. Yes, Sarah, we love Snowbird too. But outside of that, everything's covered in that. Your kids can buy snacks and merch and stuff like that. They'll need extra money for that, but otherwise they can just go for that price and not have to worry about it. On there, we also have some due dates, and they come up fast. And as of right now, these due dates have not changed. Um, with everything going on. But on September 2nd, the non-refundable $100 deposit is due. Now, for those of you who signed up last year and we weren't able to go, if you don't remember how that turned out, they were unable to return the non-refundable $100 deposit. Of course, not refundable, but they did give us a $50 credit for every person who signed up last year. So if you signed up last year to go, and we'll send out a detailed email explaining this. But if you signed up and paid the deposit last year to go, you have a $50 credit towards your trip already. Janet Roberts is going to be all over this, helping us with it. But so that's going to be coming up. That's September 2nd. Then January 27th will be the last day. And this says 2020, but basically at the end of January 2021 will be when last day you can back out without having to pay a full amount. Because if you back out too late, you have to pay the full cost of the camp even if you don't go. So that's good for you to know. Also, 1 month out from the trip is when all the money is due for it. And they have COVID updates and action plans that they did this year. Even with dinner, with how you arrive, how you meet, pretty much you're within your cohort and they work with you. But it was a great system they got set up. And I'm excited for us being able to go next year. And on the heels of that, if you want to check out any of that, you can go to their website is SWO, that's SWO, and then UTFITTERS.com, SWO Outfitters, but only one O. So, I know, that's not the best way for me to do that, but we did it. So, on the heels of talking about our one trip plan, now, we may do a mission trip next summer. I'm looking at probably just doing something local. Finding a way for us to help out, maybe in Savannah area or even Richmond Hill area. But mission-wise, we're hoping to get back into that, but a lot of places still aren't taking reservations for next year. So we are looking at doing some of that. Also, trips, we've typically done like a winter retreat. Again, right now, all that's on hold. Hopefully, if we're able to do something, we'll get that out to you as soon as we can. But as of right now, that is kind of stopped. All right, next thing is our fundraisers. $439 is not cheap. But fundraisers themselves are also getting a revamp. For one, we do not have the Seafood Festival this year coming up. If you haven't heard, that has been canceled for 2020. So that's normally one of our biggest fundraisers. Also, having to look at, things like yard sales and stuff like that. We're going to have to look at other avenues for raising funds. One thing we still do have is we have our golf tournament. It is still a go. We postponed it in the spring. It's now coming back in the fall. And that golf tournament is going to be September 26th, 2020. And really the main way you make money from that is selling whole sponsorships. Now, what we will do is in the next week or so, we will send out an email with whole sponsorship links, with the PDFs, with instructions of how to do it, how to be a part. And the main way is you sell a $100 whole sponsorship and you get, I think our number, and I'll have to look at our number, I believe our number is $80 of that 100 to go towards your trip or whatever. More than likely with COVID rules and stuff like that, we probably won't have many people working the tournament and raising money that way. But we have to limit our number there. But we're going to be doing that. So September 26th. So get the word out, and we'll be sending that out soon so you can get sponsors. If you got sponsors in the spring, those sponsors still carry over. That money is still in your pocket, so to speak. And that's all still available for you. And if you have any questions about that, email me at youth@rhumc.com, and we will get back with you about your totals from last year and where you stand. Okay? So, outside of that, fundraisers wise, one, we're open to suggestions. If you have thoughts and about fundraisers that are low contact but good fundraisers, um, that don't repeat stuff that's already going on, like the band has several fundraisers, high school band. Several people do cards and stuff. If it's something that another group has established, we're not going to steal their thunder. But yeah, so we'll have to come up with our fundraisers will be. Right now, we're not sure, but we'll get to you as soon as we are. Okay, so beyond that, beyond fundraisers, beyond trips and things of that nature, we are so excited about our HUMC Youth Ministries this year. It's going to look completely different, but our God is the same. And Jesus is still on the throne, and we are going to be growing as best we can, do the best we can to stay safe, as well as be a part and invest in each other's lives. So the last thing with it is, just make sure to be on one of those three avenues for us communicating: our Remind, and I'm pretty sure it's text to 81010 to 81010 at a new RHUMC Youth. But I will send that out as well. Again, it is in the form that you'll fill out online. But be a part of our Remind, be a part of our Facebook group, be a part of our email, and we are going to be getting that stuff out to you. So if there's any changes with shutdown, or we have to take a break, or something like that. Also with COVID, I do want to just go ahead and put this out there, put a reminder out there that if you are feeling ill, if you are not feeling well, we fully appreciate you not playing it tough and coming out. We'd ask you not to come to youth activities. That's what we've asked all our small group leaders to do. If they're feeling under the weather, just take a break, step back, and if they need to get tested or things of that nature, that's on them. But we ask that you do not come to youth feeling well, or if you were directly exposed, we ask that you hang back. And you may be thinking, okay, so if that happens and I can't come, what is there for me? We are going to be live streaming our worship services out at the park. Now, don't think it's going to be too fancy. We'll have probably my phone, and we'll live stream it each week. The worship and the small group, or not small group, the worship and the sermon. So it will be live stream if you are unable to be there. And that live stream will go to our Facebook group. So if you're not a part of our Facebook group, which if you search RHUMC Youth, you'll find us. If you're not a part of the group, you won't be able to see the live stream there. But that's where we're going to be for that. So, all right. I think I've covered anything. I think I covered everything. I think. Hi, Carrie. But if you're just jumping in or you missed part of it, after this is off, it's going to be posted up. You can watch it. If you have any questions or things, if you have any questions right now, feel free to type them in, post them. I'll answer as best I can. But if you have any questions you want to ask me personally, things of that nature, please let me know. Happy to do it. Yeah, Kylie is so excited. Can't wait. Thank you, Jay. Oh, girl, you're welcome. And Rachel, you're welcome too. We're excited to be doing stuff, and we're going to do our best to make it a time that we grow in our faith in Jesus, and we grow as a community, and we make a difference. So, all right. Well, if you need me, or if you need to ask me any questions, please email me, message me, Facebook me, text me, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. You have a wonderful night. And it's time for me to awkward. You know what? Actually, I would like to close in prayer, and then we're going to have an awkward transition of me turning off all the live streams. Sound good? All right, let's pray. Father God, I thank you for all of the youth that are going to be participating this year. God, I pray that you bless the youth group. I pray, God, that you give us wisdom that you give us strength, you give us encouragement, God. And I pray, God, that what we do be about you, Jesus, that what we do be giving you honor and glory, and that you give us wisdom how to proceed. We ask for your healing for those who are sick. We ask for your wisdom for those who are researching cures and vaccines and stuff like that. And God, we just ask that you help us to be faithful to you and to share your love, to love God, others, and ourselves during this time. In your name, Lord Jesus, I pray. Amen. Thank you all for being here. Love you all. Look forward to seeing you. Um, and yeah, now it's time for the awkward transition of me turning things off. So here we go. We'll start with you. We'll start with this one. Bye. And then this awkward transition. Where's the? Oh, there it is in the corner. Ending. And share to IGTV. There we go. Oh, I didn't finish it. There we go.